Meisterstahl hailing frequencies are open.
Okay, we're on.
The opinions expressed in tonight's podcast are those of the individuals speaking. They do not necessarily reflect the views of HarrisFilm Productions or its other crew members.
Hello, everybody. This is Steve Harry Harris and the HarrisFilm crew. Roy Ivey, Matt Arnold. Ken Mays is out sick today, so we wish you well. HarrisFilm has entered the 2024 Showrunner Awards, and we're 2 of 27 entries. I'm not sure exactly what specific awards that they put themselves in for. We're going to watch a film called In Our Own Time.
And the emergency operator told the girl the call is coming from inside the house. Get out now! All right, I guess scary stories are not your thing. How about a song? We have enough people. How about Row, Row, Row Your Boat?
What is a row-row?
Denson! Sorry, Jason. Has to be this way.
Uh-oh, Reggie.
Look for these.
What's a row-row?
Captain's Log, Stardate 1921.09. We are on our way to the planet Edonia to offer Federation membership to a race who claim to have eliminated violent crime over 200 Terran years ago. While they may not be technically advanced as many Federation planets, there is much we can learn from them. But first, we have rendezvoused with the USS Constitution. An old friend and several new friends are transferring aboard. So, Romulan Special Liaison?
I do have a rather unique perspective.
That you do. Are you sure you don't want to stick around until she arrives?
It has nothing to do with what I want, Jason. The Constitution won't be waiting all day for me, and I do have some last-minute prep to make and do. Basically, just say, I'll see her sooner or later.
Captain, she's ready whenever we are.
All right, let's do it.
Jason, told you I'd be back. Captain Farrell. Captain Tackett, I didn't know you were coming aboard.
I have to run, but I couldn't resist coming aboard a Dreadnought. Now I can cross this off my bucket list.
I guess so. But really, you've got to tell me this story. I heard that you went toe-to-toe with an interdimensional alien ship.
It's not something I can tell quickly, but there's a virtual captain's conference coming up in a few days. Meet me online about an hour beforehand, and I'll tell you all about it properly.
I'll be there. Captain?
Captain. Captain.
Captain?
Captain.
Captain.
Captain?
Commander.
Captain.
Stephen, when the others arrive, have them find their quarters, get their bearings, and then meet us on the bridge. Yes, Captain.
See Morass Lynn there, right? Down on the right.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep, I see her.
My dog is snoring. Stop snoring.
Yep, see, you were right. You were right, Matt. There's somebody
Well, it's about time. You'll be able to monitor us from the bridge. And Commander Ellis, you'll have to come. Are you sure you don't want to leave it with Captain Farrell? She is ranking officer.
Mr. Ellis, I may be a captain, but I'm not the captain. Not yet.
That's right, Commander. And while I have every confidence in Captain Farrell, until that change of command in a few days, you're just a glorified passenger. Be patient. She'll be bossing you around in no time.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Malikoff, Commander Piper, Captain Denson, you'll be with me. I hope you've all been studying your Edonian law and etiquette.
Their laws and etiquette are pretty much the same thing. I've never seen a civilization so dead set on being civil.
After weeks of preparation, I now know 12 ways to ask for restroom without offending anyone.
Well, let's just hope that's the most controversial question that comes up. Everybody watch your P's and Q's. And Chief, you've been briefed on the mission, but just a reminder, stay sharp. And be prepared to pull us out fast if this thing goes sideways.
We don't anticipate violence, Chief, but any civilization that claims to have such a spotless record when it comes to crime, we have to wonder how they achieved it.
Or if they've achieved it at all. There's old American saying, my spidey senses are tingling.
All right then, let's go, Chief. Energize. Here we go.
They'll be all right as long as they don't get too comfortable.
Have you ever known someone who's so very easily offended, and you have to watch what you say around them? Now imagine a whole entire planet of them. I mean, dude.
Boggles the mind, doesn't it?
The gift for the Prime Minister is a fruit basket? Really?
Planets vary wildly in what they consider to be precious. For some, it's diamonds, gold, gems, spices, even latinum. And for this world, it's fruit. Something to do with the soil. They can't grow it. And look there. Captain's saying something. I can't quite make it out.
Lieutenant. Yell alert, transport rate, get them out of there.
Well, you gonna sit in it or stand there and stare at it all day?
I always wanted to sit in the center seat, at least for a while, but... Malakoff, what is that you're holding? Is that what I think it is?
It's... I don't know. I fought with man who shot Captain, and the next thing I know I was on bridge.
It is. It's the weapon that killed the captain.
We don't know that it's a weapon. We don't know that the captain is dead.
Yes, sir.
Captain Farrell, I am hereby appointing you as a full member of this crew and as acting captain of the Dominion until further notice.
Stephen, I'm not entirely sure that's regulation.
Probably not. But look, we'll have a nice ceremony in a few days. Everybody will all dressed up. There'll be admirals there. Just be flexible and work with me for now, okay?
Aye, sir.
Piper, Quinn, Winsworth, come with me to engineering. Malakoff, you too. Bring the device. Be careful with it.
Look at his 8 settings, each one with single digit.
Well, that rules out any sort of geopositioning system.
Agreed, but what else could it be? Power? How many power settings could it possibly need?
How about time?
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it makes sense. One for seconds, one for minutes, days, years, decades. Or their equivalent.
Well, that's a pretty cavalier attitude to have towards time travel. I mean, surely they realize how dangerous that could be.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought. Some swear by the butterfly effect, that changing the past can change the present in unpredictable ways. Others say time has a way of course-correcting itself.
So if your grandfather dies, then you're never born, but someone will come along who does roughly the same things as you would have done.
Edonians are strictly non-violent, so instead of kill offenders, they send them somewhere in time and let it be someone else's problem?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm picking up massive levels of Carnoton radiation.
That settles it. Looks like what we have here is essentially a weaponized time machine.
That is what I love about this job. Just when you think you've seen everything,
up pops a weaponized time machine.
The symbols on the device are not Edonian, so how do we know how far into the past or the future that they sent the captain?
Doesn't matter. The settings are set the same way they were the last time it was fired. If I leave 45 minutes later with the same settings, I'll arrive 45 minutes after he did. I reverse the settings, collect the captain, come back. Computer, record the settings on this weapon as they are now.
Recorded.
All right, I'm going to set this on the smallest setting. And I think this is reverse. 1 second. All right, everybody stand back. Okay, fire in the hole. Voila! Hell, what's our current speed?
In relation to what? The galaxy? The local star? The planet?
The surface of the planet.
We're pretty much geocentric. So, about 30.5 centimeters per second.
Thank you, you've been a big help.
But sir, why do you...
Computer, how far did that object just move?
30.48 centimeters.
That settles it then. Thank you, team.
Head back to the bridge. Tell Commander Ellis to maintain current course and speed. I'll be back shortly, and with any luck, I'll have Captain Brousseau with me. Oh, Quinn.
Yes, sir.
You know I'm leaving in a few days, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to recommend you as the next chief engineer.
But, sir, are you sure I'm ready?
I've seen your work. I've seen your records. Get ready. Besides, I won't be totally off the grid. Not at first, anyway. If you need me, just reach out.
Yes, sir. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just don't make me look bad for choosing you, okay? Alright, so here's the plan. Beam me down to the exact same coordinates where you beamed Brousseau earlier today. A few minutes later, with any luck, you'll need to beam 2 back to here. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Energize. Dominion, come in. Dominion, come in. This is Captain Jason Brousseau of the Federation starship Dominion. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Come in. Stay down. Excuse me. Hello. Can someone tell me where I'm at? Or where I could arrange some transportation?
Did you suddenly appear in the forest?
Yes.
And were you shot by a strange-looking weapon?
Yeah.
Well, that weapon is what got you here.
Well, Brute, anyone? And where exactly is here?
You appeared in the same location you were shot, but you were sent, best as we can figure, 800 to 1,000 standard years into the past.
So, welcome to ancient Adonia. Might as well get settled in because there's no way back. It's not so bad though. I mean, except for the cold, bitter nights and the wild troglodyte beasts, which don't normally bother us that much as long as we keep the fire going.
But Todd let the fire go out.
Sorry, I got more firewood, Margot.
Are you good at starting fires? None of us have really mastered it yet.
Yeah, it takes us hours. And the troglodytes check on us every night, right after dusk, to make sure it's lit.
Well, I'm not that practiced at it, but I do have something that might help. Might want to stand back just a little bit.
and the emergency operator told the girl the call is coming from inside the house. Get out now! Alright, I guess scary stories are not your thing. How about a song? We have enough people. How about Row, Row, Row Your Boat?
What is a row?
Denson! Sorry, Justin. It has to be this way.
You still left the fire starter behind.
Outstanding! Should we use this photo? Definitely. Dominion, 2 to beam up. Sorry I'm late, everybody. I had to stop by and pick up the captain.
Jason, thank God you're all right. Shall I surrender the con, sir?
No, you're fine. I have a few things I need to take care of. First, I'm going to need a full debrief from Captain Denson. I need to know what the hell just happened, and then Starfleet's going to need an explanation. So, carry on, Captain.
Miss Piper, Miss Malcolm, both of you were on the landing party. Tell me what happened down there. Why did they attack the captain?
I'm at a loss, Captain. Everything was going so well, and then the captain turned and spoke to Lieutenant Malakoff, and, well, Lieutenant Malakoff is the expert in negotiations.
When Captain turned to me and said Lieutenant, indicating he was ready for gift, I was afraid there might be trouble, but he handed gift anyway.
All he said was, Lieutenant? What's wrong with that?
When approaching leader for first time, first word spoken must be to leader. It's a customary sign of respect.
I can't tell you how glad I am that you became our Chief Medical Officer, Skip. Are you settled in down in sick bay? Have you found everything that you need?
Sick bay is a mess. Got a lot of work to do down there.
Oh, really?
Just kidding, Mo. Everything's exactly like we were taught when we were junior medical officers on our first ship together.
Mo?
Yes. Mo was Skip's nickname for me when we were ensigns together. And you may not repeat it.
Captain, we're being hailed from the planet. It's the First Minister.
On screen.
Captain, I hope you...
First Minister, before you go any further. We came here hoping to learn something from you about keeping the peace. But now, I think we're going to leave you with a piece of friendly advice. What you've been doing may work for you for now. But before you can come out and play with the big kids, you're going to need to learn something about the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. Think on that. And when you figured it out, give us a call. Dominion out.
Captain, I just want to...
Captain's Log Supplemental. My debrief with Captain Denson was interesting, to put it mildly. I have also apprised Starfleet Command of the situation at Edonia. The Time Gun, as my staff has dubbed it, has been returned to the Edonians. I have made my recommendations to Starfleet that future contacts be made by personnel with, shall we say, a more strict set of guidelines to avoid any more misunderstandings. For now, we turn to more pressing matters, the change of command. We are presently hosting dignitaries visiting Starbase 11 who have requested to witness the ceremony. Their crew are enjoying a small reception prior to the ceremony. They have earned this small bit of relaxation as my thanks for the many years of loyal and dedicated service. I am very proud of each and every one of them and have the utmost confidence that they will serve Captain Farrell as well as they have served me.
Sorry, I'm very late. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Kapitan Brusso. Oh, Боже, прости меня. My apologies, Kapitan, for my tardiness.
Lieutenant Devon, no need for apologies. Matter of fact, I owe you and the crew of the Rio Grande a great debt of gratitude. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be here.
Yes, sir. You are most welcome, Captain. It was a great honor to meet your ancestor. We were fortunate the ordeal turned out for the best.
Well, thank you. And speaking of ordeals, let's get this one over with.
Attention on deck! Attention to orders!
I shall now read my orders. To Captain Jason A. Brousseau, Commanding Officer, USS Dominion, NCC 2115, Stardate 8325. You are hereby requested and required to relinquish command of your vessel to Captain Maureen E. Farrell as of this date. Signed, Vice Admiral Barrett, Starfleet Command, Chief of Staff. Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Farrell. Authorization, Brousseau, Omega 13.
Working. Transfer complete. USS Dominion now under command of Captain Maureen Farrell.
I relieve you, sir.
I stand relieved.
All right, everyone, at ease. No speeches. Let's just get back to work. Ship's company, attention! Dismissed. Now I'm the captain of a Federation-class battleship. You're going to see a different Maureen Farrell now. I think Skip would get it. Jason would too. Now I'm on top of the mountain. And when I have a bad day, so does everyone else. I've got to project competence, calm, and strength. Never let them see you sweat. We can do this. We got this.
Yeah. It's believable that a Dreadnought would have more captains than a normal ship. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, Denson's been on the ship for a long time. He was captain of engineering.
Right. The majority of people that don't watch our stuff are gonna say, if they tuned in, they'll say, "Well, how are you getting wrapped around the axle? It's just a story. Enjoy it." I agree. We have enjoyed it, but we also enjoy discussing the story, and that's the meat and potatoes for us in our little podcast. It's we not only enjoyed the story, but we enjoy discussing how everything interacts within what's been done before. You know, how does it relate to what's been done before, including other science fiction shows or stories.
I like the sense of humor that was injected into it. Had a lot of Star Trek elements to it. You know, we came right in with the difference in culture and how society can form differently, whatever else. Even though there wasn't any General Order Number 1 violations, as though they were influenced by something. I would have thought with all that preparation, they would have known about the time machine, or that would have been something that would have been in the records, you know, whatever else.
Right.
And I also find it interesting that it was the captain who wanted to make sure that everybody was up on the law and the etiquette for the planet, and he was the captain who made the initial mistake.
Right.
that caused the situation, you know. So, and it was the very first word that came out of his mouth that, the business. But it's typical for this group, whatever else, and it was a lot of fun, and you could see that they have worked together for years, in front of and behind the camera, and now they're going to be moving to behind the camera. So I think it's great stuff, you know. And they even worked in their roundabout shuttle into the mix, you know. So that's interesting. Whatever else, and they got a lot of stuff going. So I think they did a lot right in this, and I think it was a great episode for Denson. You know, he did a lot of things that he'd never done before. I mentioned before, his first time he was transported. I watched an interview with him. I think it was on the Diaries. But it was great stuff. Yeah. And he got to accomplish those things. Whatever. They suckered us with him shooting the captain. You know, as though he was. We would assume he's like, it had to be this way.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of odd that he would point at his head, you know, whenever he was sending himself back in time.
That was a lot of trust.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know where I'm going to shoot myself, but it's not going to be there. Yeah.
I would have worried that they weren't sure. I wouldn't have been sure that just because he shot himself that the gun would necessarily go with him.
Yeah.
That would have been my concern.
That's one of my concerns too. Wasn't sure if the gun went with him.
That's a big leap in logic.
Yeah.
Gary's always done a great episode, no matter what episodes he's done. It's the studio where they filmed at. The sets are perfect for the episodes, and the CGI was excellent. And I give him 2 thumbs up on all his films.
Yes. You've got a lot more in the can on the screen than I do. Okay. And kudos, man. You've done a great job. And I appreciate the fact that your group has done so much in the fan film industry in a positive way. The one thing I noticed in this film, besides the obvious attention to details, is you know, for example, your the plaque right outside the transporter room, perfect. I think I saw the Enterprise one in a background once, but everything that made made it to the screen that was center of attention, that plaque was in the right place. The costumes were good choices for the change of command ceremony, choosing the dress looking uniform that the JJ universe had and modifying that to your needs. I also appreciate that you've got the ability to include more diverse people than we do. The only thing was a little strange was it seemed like you were a little heavy on the female side in this particular film. There was a lot more ladies than there were guys. I think you've done a good thing. The story was interesting. I don't know that I would have trusted that time weapon, especially like Roy said. You shoot yourself. What choice do you have? If the gun doesn't go with you.
True.
Okay. Hi, Captain. We're stuck here together. Way to go. And I definitely would not have left that thing behind on that planet without making sure that we had all of the details to how that thing worked. And I would probably also recommend to the Federation that the planet be put off limits until somebody could go on a diplomatic mission again and do a proper background check on what's going on in that society. Is that just me?
Sound about the same.
I didn't even notice any spaceships around the ship or around the planet or anything. So do they even have a defense force? We're assuming they do, but they're non-aggressive. Okay. Let them stay in their own little solar system. I'd put a doggone cordon up around them. They wouldn't have access to the Federation if I had anything to do with it. I mean, sure, maybe do some trading with some of our planets, but other than that, they'd have to come meet us at some other place and pick up the stuff. So, let's say you want to have wheat or triticale from Sherman's planet. Okay, go to Sherman's planet. We're not coming to yours. Can't trust you. And make sure it's against the law. They know that it's against the law in the Federation to use time devices because that's a big deal,
I would have been interested to see what she had to say when she called up to the Dominion, because she did seem offended when he said lieutenant.
Right.
So I'm curious of whether or not she would have apologized or if she would have, talked about the outrage of their breach of etiquette, and how vindictive they were. She may have wanted the crew beamed down so they could be sent, they could be properly punished. You don't know.
Right.
But it doesn't make any sense that you would subject outsiders to the same rule with that time travel, where you might be able to make the case to do it for people that know the law, and that's instant. That's instant punishment. No trial, no consideration of whether or not this actually happened. What if you have the weapon and you use it for a personal vendetta? You just send people back in time anytime you want. So
right.
What's to stop that from happening? Of course, you're subject to being sent back in time yourself, but it doesn't seem right either.
Yeah, there are a few little problems with that idea, but I think Gary covered it in the fact that hey, this happened. We're not going back for a while. So you can always explore that type of those questions in another episode as the new captain goes back, or maybe they ask for Brousseau as the envoy, an ambassador type situation. That would be an interesting idea for a story there, Gary. You know, let's say on the cusp of your retirement, you're asked to go back as an ambassador to the planet and try again. Would you do it?
Just kind
I
of
don't-
be prepared.
This reminds me of the TOS episode where they had make-believe war that
Right.
wasn't really make-believe, and they marched people into incinerated, you know, and
Death chambers, yeah.
death chambers, whatever else, you know. It's
The taste of
society's
Armageddon.
involved to accept some really strange ideas if they get going.
That's why Kirk shut them down. The more you sanitize war, the more unreal it'll be to people. People will be desensitized to the fact that you're actually killing people. Yeah, okay, we kill people. Yeah, it's just like a game to them. But yeah, same thing with this. It's you're up close and personal. You don't just send people back in time and let them deal with their situation because they knew what they did was wrong. In this case, the captain had probably an inkling, oh, I shouldn't have said anything to my person first after he did it. But I mean, what's wrong with an apology? Are you such a strict society that you don't accept apologies and then you call us to apologize? That's hypocritical.
It's just throwing out an idea, and then what if, you know, and, we're not going to have Denson or Captain Rousseau, you know, and we're going to have Captain Farrell, you know, so it's going to be different. You got a new doctor and all kinds of stuff happening in Dominion, and then you still have the other ones. We'll have the influence of them behind the camera. But we
right.
See them as much, you know, in front of the camera. Maybe we'll see them again, but in a lesser capacity. So yeah, I think it's lots of stuff is happening for Dominion, and then I'm very interested to see what they come up with for the future.
Absolutely agree, 100%. So, hey, hands down, acting was great. That's one thing you've got going good for you. I also noticed that Donna Chaney was present and did a really good job, and she's done some stuff for us. And I noticed you were using a cadet style uniform, and that's cool. I realize everybody's a volunteer, and you deal with actors who don't want to cut their hair and that kind of a thing. The thing is, I think he probably should have had a little bit of a hair trim, maybe a beard trim a little bit, and be addressed specifically as cadet. I really like that you were using the silver insignia from Starfleet, and the V-neck is a good touch. We wish you all the best, Gary, and all of your crew, and we look forward to your next production. Well, that's it for tonight from HarrisFilm Reviews. This is Steve Harry Harris and the HarrisFilm crew, Matt, Roy, and Steve Harry Harris. Have a good night.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
See you next time.
Hailing frequencies are closed. Transmission complete.